Hello and welcome guys to a new episode on SportPredictorFanatic. Today we're going to predict the Serie A round 4 matchups and of course going to put on my betting strategy for it as well. But first going to start with all the matches. I'm going to be saying what I think will happen and then we'll get into the betting part of the video. So let's get into it. We're going to start with Como against Bologna. Como started the season with a Coppa Italia match against Sampdoria, which they actually lost on penalties. Then they also lost their first matchup in the Serie A against Juventus, then drew against Cagliari and then lost again to Udinese. Bologna have started the season with a draw against Udinese, then lost against Napoli and then drew against Empoli. These Como and Bologna have actually only met twice. This was actually both in the 2002-2003 season, where both times actually the home team won. But I think Bologna have like the way better team and a slightly better form than Como. So with that, I'm predicting a Bologna win here. Then Empoli against Juventus. Empoli started the season with a Coppa Italia match, which they won. Then started the Serie A season with a draw against Monza, a win against AS Roma, and then another draw against Bologna. Juventus actually started the season with 2 wins against Como and Verona, and then drew against AS Roma. Last season, these two, of course, played each other twice, with Juventus actually winning the away match, but at home it became a draw. But I think Juventus here have the better team, have the better form, and because of that should get the W here. Then we go to AC Milan against Venezia. AC Milan has started the season with a pretty bad first draw against Torino. Then a loss against Parma and then a draw against Lazio. Well, Venezia actually started the season with a Coppa Italia loss against Brescia, which is a Serie B team, of course, second league in Italy. Then a loss against Lazio, then a draw against Fiorentina, and then another loss against Torino. The last 2 times AC Milan and Venezia have actually played each other was in 2022, where AC Milan got the W. They only played each other 4 times in the AC Milan studio, where AC Milan won 3 times and the other one ended in a draw. So Venezia have actually never won here. With the poor form of AC Milan, this would actually be the perfect chance for Venezia, but I still think, due to the quality that's in the team of AC Milan, of course, the quality of the club, they should get a W here, and otherwise they're fucked. Yeah, they're fucked. But no, I think AC Milan will get the W there. Then we have Genoa against AS Roma. Genoa started the season with a Coppa Italia win, then drew against in the Serie A against Inter, then won their match against Monza, but then lost their last matchup against Verona. AS Roma has not just tasted victory with first a draw against Cagliari, then a loss to Empoli, and then another draw against Juventus. Last season, of course, Genoa and AS Roma met each other twice, with both times the home team winning the matchup. And I actually think Genoa have the better form at the moment, but AS Roma, of course, has the better team. And I actually think AS Roma didn't look too bad in their matchup, and I think their quality will shine through here, and they will get the W. Then we have Atalanta against Fiorentina. Atalanta started the season with a win over Lecce, then lost against Torino, and then lost against Inter. Fiorentina started the season with 3 draws against Parma, Venezia, and Monza. In the meantime, they qualified, though, for the Conference League, beating Puskás Academy, of course, a Hungarian team, on penalties, actually. So it was really close. And last season, these Atalanta and Fiorentina played each other 4 times, with Fiorentina actually winning 3 times and Atalanta only winning 1. But I think Atalanta here have the better team, although not the greatest form, still have that thing going for them compared to Fiorentina, and because of that, I think Atalanta will get the W. Then we have Torino against Lecce. Torino have actually had a great start of the season. First winning in the Coppa Italia, then drawing against AC Milan, then winning against Atalanta and Venezia. Lecce has also started the season quite good with a win in the Coppa Italia, but then lost their first 2 Serie A matches against Atalanta and Inter. Of course, no easy matches, but the third match against Cagliari was actually won by them. Last season, Torino and Lecce actually played each other twice, with Torino winning both matchups. And actually, all of their last 5 5 matches they played against each other went into a Torino win. And I actually think Torino has the stronger team here again, so they will extend this streak and they will win this matchup. Then we have Cagliari against Napoli. Cagliari started the season with a win in the Coppa Italia. In the Serie A, they drew their first 2 games though against AS Roma and Como, and then lost against Lecce. Napoli started a bit better with also a win in the Coppa Italia, then a loss against Verona though, but then 2 wins against Bologna and Parma. Last season, Cagliari and Napoli played each other twice, with Napoli winning winning at home, and the other one ending up in a draw. The last time Cagliari actually won this match was in 2019. Since then, 4 wins for Napoli and 3 draws. And actually, the last time Cagliari won at home against Napoli was all the way back in 2009. Since then, 8 wins for Napoli and 5 draws. I think Napoli do have the better team here, do have the better form, and because of that will get the W. Then we have a Monza against Inter. Monza started the season with a win in the Coppa Italia, then a draw against Empoli, then a loss against Genoa, and then once again a draw against Fiorentina. Inter started the season of the Serie A with a draw against Genoa, then a win against Lecce, and a win against Atalanta. Last season, of course, Monza and Inter played each other twice, with Inter winning both matchups. Monza and Inter have actually only played each other 5 times, with 3 wins for Inter, 1 draw and 1 for Monza. Monza have actually played at home twice in this head-to-head and actually lost both times. And I think Inter are going to win this matchup again due to just them being a much more quality team and of course having a better form at the moment. Then we have a Parma against Udinese. Parma actually started the season with a Coppa Italia loss against Palermo, which is of course a Serie B team, which is of course a second league team in Italy. Then the first game in the Serie A, they actually drew against Fiorentina, then actually surprisingly won against AC Milan, and then lost against Napoli. Udinese have started the season quite good, with first a win in the Coppa Italia, then a draw in the first Serie A match against Bologna, but then went back on to win the next 2 against Lazio and Como. The last time Parma and Udinese played each other was in 2021, where it actually ended up in a draw. But I think Udinese have the better team, have the better form. They are looking actually quite good at the moment, and because of that actually will get the win here. Then we have Lazio against Verona. Lazio have started the season with a win over Venezia. Then they lost against Udinese, but then drew their match against AC Milan. Verona's season started really bad, with first a loss in the Coppa Italia against Cesena, a Serie B team, second league in Italy. But in the Serie A, they started off with actually a win against Napoli, which of course wasn't expected. But then they lost against Juventus, which was of course expected. But then they went back to winning ways, winning against Genoa. Last season, these two, of course, played each other twice, with one ending in a draw and the other one ending in a win for Lazio. I think Lazio have the better team here again. They're looking better at the moment, although Verona's actually not looking too bad. But I still think Lazio will get the W. So let's get into the betting part right now, as I predicted all the matches. The 5 matches I'm gonna predict on is a Bologna to actually win their matchup, and the odd for that is 2.5. Then Juventus to win their matchup, and the odd for that is 1.73. Then AS Roma to win their matchup, the odd for that is 2.25. Then Napoli to win their matchup, the odd for that is 1.8. Then Udinese to win their matchup, and the odd for that is extremely high with a 3.15. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of putting on doubles and trebles, because I don't know why, but I'm a bit more secure about these matches. Because of that, I'm just gonna be putting on trebles, because there are 10 trebles to make out of those 5 matches. I'm gonna be putting €1 on all the trebles you can make, and with that put in €10. So yeah, with that, let me hear what you think. Maybe I'm totally wrong, maybe I'm right. We're gonna see, of course. But for now, I wanna thank you all for watching. Please have a good day, and I'll see you.